I used a whole bunch of assorted 14 millimeter big breaker bar, because you're going to want to get those transmission bracket bolts out. If you have a 14 millimeter, like a gear wrench, that's going to help you out, or a ratcheting wrench. Next, you want to jack both sides of the car up. Here is your transmission brace. You have two 14 millimeter bolts that we want to get at. And then there's two 14 millimeter here. There's two 14 mil on the other side. Now for these two transmission brackets, I just used a really long breaker bar. And then for this one, if you have an angler that angles this here, which I have, it's just not right here. So just drop these two, and the transmission will sag a little bit. And you want to go on and get these other two. Break those loose. And if you have an impact gun, you can zip those out. This brace will come down just maybe 1/4 of an inch or so. And this bracket right here will slide right out this way, past the downpipe, and come out the other side. Just be careful, because this O2 sensor may be connected to this bracket right here through a little zip tie up there. So you might have to worry about that. Now attached to it is the reverse lockout cable. And that's what's exclusive to the STi 6-speed, is the reverse lockout cable. As well as a small metal rod that goes through the center there. So what you want... Okay, the housing for the bushing has a 14 millimeter bolt. Once you take this 14 millimeter out, I like to keep the bolt in the little tab here, this little metal piece, and then you slide this, you can grab it from here and slide that whole entire piece down. Put your bushings in, because they're 2-piece. Push the metal piece in, and then work that back in, get that back. Now that reverse lockout will be on the outside of this, and the bushings will be in the middle. Alright, you want to put your two 14 millimeters back in, your other two 14 millimeters for the brace, watching, making sure that you do not crimp your O2 sensor hose, the cable that goes from it, not the hose. There's no hose for it. Now do the other two on the other side, 14 millimeter. Make sure they're tight, nice, everything's set. Put the car back on the ground. It's definitely firmer, a lot firmer. There's none of that play in between the shift now. The shift is positive. None of that slack or mush from the stock bushing. So you got your stock rubber, really pliable. And then you got your polyurethane. It does have some give, but not at all. That's a huge upgrade.